This is part 16 in my series of videos on how weird the Marvel Universe would be if John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1946. Some 12,000 years ago, this guy Tammuz, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, became the world's first Hulk. He made a deal with some multiversal demon to use his rage to wreak destruction across the world. A few millennia later, we get a prolonged alien invasion in Egypt. As Ensabanur isn't around to lend assistance against the Brood, this battle lasts much longer in this timeline, leading to the Brotherhood of the Shield making a peace pact with the Brood to stop the senseless violence. Immortal monster hunter Ulysses Bloodstone doesn't like that and wages a one-man war against the Shield and their monstrous allies. How does Tammuz fit into this? In the main timeline, by 1600 BC, Tammuz seemingly restricted his punching to monsters. Maybe he got bored killing humans. It was too easy. Or maybe he lost his anger at his tribe. It's hard to stay mad for 8,000 years. So he tells himself he's still working with the one below all, but he's sort of a superhero aiming his destruction toward others who threaten Earth. He's got more in common with the Brotherhood of the Shield and Ulysses Bloodstone than he would like to admit. When he faced off against the eldest at Nineveh in the main timeline, he was ready to die, and can you blame him? 8,000 years is a long time to live. He's tired, and when these factions all want a piece of him, because it's difficult being neutral in this conflict when you're a giant monster, this is his chance to go out and take some of them with him. He convinces the Shield he's on their side, learns some of their secrets, sets up attacks that look like they could only come from Bloodstone. In human form, he convinces Bloodstone he's on the run from monsters who Bloodstone knows from the description are aligned with the Shield, prompting him to attack some of the Shield's bases where he otherwise might have let cooler heads prevail. This is before Bloodstone's alliance with Selene Galileo, who would have sensed something strange about Tammuz and exposed his schemes, else they might have gotten in the way of her own schemes. There's been hostilities since the pact, but even firebrands like Bloodstone know when to hold them and when to fold them. Tammuz is throwing fuel on the fire, maybe to end this war by eliminating both factions, ensuring peace for the public, or maybe things will heat up and we'll get casualties that'll please his benefactor. His motives remain no clearer when a legion of Brood come for their payment of human flesh from the Shield, and Tammuz kills this group of Brood. His benefactor didn't specify it wanted human deaths necessarily. Perhaps Tammuz thought the Brood would aim their ire at their allies who seemingly betrayed them, or perhaps he wasn't thinking about who else might get caught in the crossfire when the Brood retaliate. Perhaps the entity behind Tammuz's initial transformation is influencing his decisions, as another war between Earth and the Brood would go a long way towards its goals of complete and total multiversal destruction. The Brood invade, prompting another rare team-up between Ulysses Bloodstone and the Shield. The Shield is much better equipped to deal with the invaders, with monstrous allies fighting the aliens, and with remnants of Ramatut's futuristic technology from long ago, which, even though it's been a while since his reign, even an old laser will still be pretty useful. The Shield's pact with the Brood is now null and void, though Ulysses Bloodstone's stance on the Shield hasn't softened even after all this time. Tammuz died in the battle, though the how and why is a mystery. Maybe he sacrificed himself for his world, or maybe a Shield warrior somehow realized he was responsible for all this and used one of Ramatut's gamma splicers to eliminate him. Might seem unlikely for something backed by an entity that's been equated with Satan to be taken out by something so mundane, but if the infamous green door this being uses to hulk up its pawns can do so with gamma radiation, presumably the radiation can be used against the pawns as well. The Epic of Gilgamesh will look a lot different in this world, as Tammuz, under the name of Enkidu, never meets Gilgamesh. More importantly, depending on your thoughts on the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Shield warrior studies the weapon that brought down the enemy of humanity, and he accidentally opens the green door on himself. But just because Tammuz was a willing servant to the one below all, doesn't mean this Hulk will be. Our Hulks of the 20th century went years not knowing about the thing behind the green door, serving their own ambitions instead of a higher or lower entity. Mayhap the one below all contacted this guy, offering him the same deal it offered Tammuz, and he said, nah. He's still loyal to the Brotherhood of the Shield, and will continue to serve their ideals. He'll be the point man on Ulysses Bloodstone, keeping him distracted so he doesn't go after other Shield operations. Maybe one of their brawls transforms into another reluctant team-up as they take down the eldest and her minions at Nineveh. And if one Hulk was immortal, or at least really long-lived, what will become of this guy? That's a good question, and I hope it has a good answer. Perhaps he'll show up again in one of our later videos. But for now, I think that's a good place to stop. I hope you liked this as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, do check out the others in the series. They're in my If I Wrote playlist down at the bottom. In the meantime, I've got some ideas for others you'll see in the future. Until then, have a good one.